Morning, mate. All's well. All's well. Good stuff, like. Glad to hear it. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I just thought I'd do a little quickie today because I remember yesterday I was saying I was going to get a phone call, and I waited. They said to me, "We're going to call you today," and I was like, "Okay." And I sat with my phone all day waiting for that call, and it never turned up. That to me is the height of disrespect. In all seriousness, that is the most disrespectful thing you can do. To say to someone, "I'm going to call you today," and then not call you. And not even like at the end of the day go, "Actually, sorry, we're running behind. We'll give you a call tomorrow," or something like that. Just nothing. So if they call me today, I'm probably not going to pick up. I might pick up. We'll have to see. But whatever. So today, morning, Aiden. How's it going? Sorry about that, everyone. I'm off to a really negative start, but I have to get that off my chest because it's really pissing me off. Today we're going to try out a new Train Sim World DLC. It came out today, I guess. It's out on PlayStation and Xbox already. It comes out on Steam at like 6 PM UK time, I believe. It's called Hang on. Pfälzische Ludwigsbahn. Probably wrong. Hello, Adam. Welcome in. Who up Pfälzischen der Ludwigsbahn? Oh God, how are we doing? How are we doing, Adam? Yeah, so it's called that. Probably not going to try and pronounce that again. Wii U snubbed again. I know. Terrible stuff. And the ZX Spectrum as well. A little bit annoying since I have one of those still, but it is what it is, I suppose. But I thought we'll give this a little go today, and we'll maybe just go on for like an hour and a half or something like that. And there's, I think if you look on Twitch, there's a pinned message. Why is my? Just give me a second, folks. That didn't change a thing. Okay. I look really weird on the YouTube stream. Although I don't know, that might just be the OBS preview, I'm not sure. I look very pixely, and I'm not entirely sure if that's... I mean, it's not true to life, but I don't know. And it doesn't matter. I won't look at it again. Who cares about YouTube? So, I thought we'll give this a little bit of a go. We'll just do, I think there's let me have a look. What was I saying? Oh, there's a pinned message that has a link to like an article that goes into what's in it. I'll just read a bit of it out. Straight and fast to Neustart, and then tight and twisty to Kaiserslautern. Which I've pronounced wrong, probably. Features newly built third line between Ludwigshafen and Limburgerhof, which are German places. And also the BR 111, 185, 406, and 425 are all included. We're going to try out 2 of those today, hopefully, all going well. 2 of them are high-speed ice trains, as they're called. Although they probably don't, they call it ICE, probably. I don't know. They might call it ice, actually, I'm not sure. And then there's a slightly slower one. We're going to go in the fast one to start off with. I've not been on this yet. I haven't had the time, unfortunately. So we'll give it a whiz. It'll be fine. I'm not going to do the safety systems though, because they're German and I haven't got my head around them. So it's been a long time since I've driven one of these. I think the last time I drove one of these was probably Train Sim World 2 or 3. So I'm going to have to find the right controls again. First of all, we'll put that on forward. Turn the cab lights on. Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy. Right, let's just open the door with the hotkey. Let's also turn the game down, because that was really loud, wasn't it? So we go to about 60%. See how that is? What was that setting that was on 50% there? Oh, UI, that's fine. They go on ice? No, I think it stands for Intercity Express, or whatever the German equivalent for that is. Look at it. It's a nice big boy. Nice high-speed train. So we'll get some real speed on this, hopefully. Try not to crash. Try not to go past any signals or anything like that. Fingers crossed. As always, I should say, I was given the key to this by Dovetail Games. They have no editorial control over any of this, so I can say like poo and tits and stuff like that. And actually they might mind that. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But yeah. So believe me, I'm not being paid to say anything nice. That's a really negative thing to say, actually. I'm not being paid to say anything at all. They literally, it's as is. If it breaks halfway through and my PC blows up and stuff, then they will be getting the blame. Probably not on stream though, because the stream would be dead by that point. But you see what I mean. But yeah, there we go. So first of all, I'm going to figure out. I don't actually know if I've. Oh, there's the doors control. Okay, perfect. So lovely little horn there. Headlights dimmed. That's fine. We're in the daytime. Throttle, AFB. We're not mucking about with AFB or any of that rubbish today. It's not rubbish actually. I'd really like to learn that stuff, but oh my god. What a faff. Können U est du einen Schindli Wolf? Say clip. Right, off we go. Morning, Gundy. Welcome in. How you doing? Is that actually German, Lep, or are you taking the piss? Is that actually German? Können U est du einen Schindli Wolf in den Distrein? No, it's not German. I can do. Oh, the horn's a bit weird, actually. Hang on. It's fine. I just won't look at the track while I do this. Hang on. It's a bit of a funny horn. It doesn't quite let you do it smoothly. There you go. Is it framey? Because my OBS is very framey right now. Is it framey? On audio levels as well, if the audio's too loud, too quiet, do let me know. I will do my best. So it's literally, all we're going to do for this particular ride is, I think it's literally just one stop. It's just all the way there. So we're going to go 51 kilometers to Kaiserslautern. It's framey at times. That might be the game, we'll see. Because it's the first time I've run this route. It's going to have something called hitching, which is basically where like the shaders are compiling or something like that. It only really happens on the first, like 80 to 90% of it happens on the first time you run the route. So the second time you run the route, it's a lot smoother. There's no real way around that, unfortunately, but it shouldn't be too bad. I think once we get to a bit of a higher speed and there's less buildings and stuff around, it shouldn't be too bad. If it does get bad, I can turn some of the settings down a little bit, and it might help. I have turned the screen percentage down to 150% because I normally play this at 200% screen percentage, which means that I'm on a 1080 monitor. It's actually what it would be doing at 200% screen percentage is basically it's 4K and then it scales it down, which looks a lot nicer. But obviously it loses like twice as much power. Time for S8 train sounds good in the background. Good luck, Gundy. I hope it goes well. I've been doing a lot of practicing actually, so I'm a lot better at being quite smooth with it. It says no dropped frames on OBS, but my OBS preview is really framey. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that. If we want the audio turned up or down, do give me a shout as well. Smoother than any cross-country train I've ever been on. That's droll, actually, Aiden, if you don't mind me saying. God, yeah, fucking cross-country trains, Jesus. I went to York a couple of months ago, and I was booked to go on a cross-country train. Oh, we're going way too fast here. Fuck that one up. Sorry, folks. And I was so worried about going on a cross-country train because of all the terrible experiences I've had that I actually got an earlier connection train and then sprinted so I could get a Transpennine instead. Because I did not want to get on a cross-country train to York at like 9 AM. It wasn't happening. It was not happening. It's a little bit stuttery, isn't it? I'm so sorry about that. What I normally do when I get these routes, and I haven't had time to do this, is I will run through it as a passenger, because that will still do the hitching that it needs to do to run smoothly the next time. But I haven't had the time to do that, so it is what it is. Probably also isn't helped by the fact that I'm streaming, in all honesty, but whatever. I say whatever. I'm always a little worried about that, because I kind of want to... The reason that I didn't stream a lot of Train Sim World when I had my old PC, especially when like Train Sim World 4 and stuff was a thing, was literally because I couldn't run it well on my PC, and I didn't want to stream it with it looking really framey and then have people look at it and go, oh, this game runs terribly. I'm not gonna, you know, it must be crap or whatever. So I'm always a little bit worried about that. But at the same time, I also want to show like what it actually is, if that makes sense. So I think that's fair. Don't know if anyone agrees with me there. Right, here we go. Build up a little bit of speed now, so we can... We're going to go up to 160 kilometers an hour, which is pretty fast. We're going to go full tilt, actually. Look at us go. Look at me there, my little hat and everything. Nice. What station was that? It was Ludwigshafen Mundenheim. If you're interested. So this first journey should take us about 40 minutes. Hopefully you can actually see it up there. It says we should get in around 14:21, it being 13:47 at the moment. So it's just about 35 minutes now. I'm really worried about this hitching, but what should happen if we're running this the second time, because we're going to do a slower train that maybe does more stops, or we might just do a little one. I think there's a shorter service that's maybe like 20 minutes long, so I'll probably do that. I think there's like the timetable's got like an hour-long journey, and then it's got like a little 20-minute one. So I think we'll probably just do the 20-minute one. I just want it to be like a little sneak preview. I don't want to go too in depth on it, because I haven't got all the time in the world, unfortunately. But oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Didn't hear the horn then, that was weird. There you go. See, unfortunately, I think what I need to do, because the German safety system, you see all these buttons here? They're not buttons, but they're like lights on the screen. This is all the German safety system stuff. Like, you have to know what all these mean, and some of them are static, and then some of them sometimes flash, so some of them can mean two different things. And then sometimes two of them light up at once, and those two things combined mean a completely different third thing, and it's just a little bit... It's tricky. But there's like a number of different safety systems. I think there's almost like a sort of... I don't know what you call it, like a cruise control kind of system on them, which I could probably activate, to be honest with you. I don't know which one it is. I think it's AFB. That did nothing. I think it's AFB though. And it's literally just so 150 kilometers an hour. If you set it to that, the train will it will limit itself at 150 kilometers an hour, which is helpful if, you know. Don't think that made a difference. Okay, we'll turn that back down just in case it breaks everything. But yeah, I'd like to get it working, because I think without the safety systems, like even in the UK, you just have a couple of quite basic ones, but even that means that like every minute or so you're like having to hit Q to let the train know that you're still there. Whereas this, because I've got none of them on, it's just a little bit. It is kind of just like, you know, push a button and go, which is fine if you want to do that sort of thing. But I kind of like having maybe sort of like a basic knowledge of the safety systems. But I've tried driving a German train with the safety systems on, and I get to the first signal because seriously, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's good, obviously, but I think it's one of those things that when you master it, it's probably like incredibly fun. German engineering, yeah, exactly. Or it's like Europeans generally take safety systems a bit more seriously than the UK. Well, I mean, I say that, but the UK was gonna. This was about 20 odd years ago, when the UK was thinking about upgrading their safety systems on the trains, because there was a lot of high-profile like accidents. They had two choices. They had the incredibly safe, more expensive one, or the quite safe and much cheaper alternative. And obviously they went for the cheaper one. But the UK has a really low, in terms of like accidents and like fatalities and stuff like that, it's really low compared to a lot of places in Europe. Having said that, you know, I think trains in Europe are generally a lot faster as well. So that might have something to do with it. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. These games and communities being what they are, someone has probably made a nice guide. Absolutely. Well, what I watched actually, Aiden, and I'm going to tab out, and actually, it was made by the Train Sim World channel on YouTube. And it was like an hour and a half PowerPoint presentation about the German safety systems. And it's very, very helpful. Here you go. It's actually a stream. 1 hour and 42 minutes long. I'll put it in the chat there. Yeah, it's really good. And it is for Train Sim World 2, but it carries over because the safety systems are the same. But what I was doing the other day actually is I was doing a run on the Southeastern High Speed route, the HS1. Well, it's sort of the route that I was doing was, it starts off just on a normal bit of like, I guess what you call a mainline rail. But once you get to, I think it's not Stratford, I think it might be before Stratford. But basically it switches into the HS1 route, and at that point, not only have you got to change the power system, so it's going from third rail to the pantograph, which was quite a lot of fun, like changing that mid-journey, but also the signalling system changes, and it goes to this French signalling system called that was an incredibly long way, not quite sure what happened there. It goes to a French safety system called TVM 430, I believe. I'm just going to double check, make sure I'm correct there, because I don't want to fuck that up. TVM 430, yeah. And it means basically because you're on HS1, you can go a lot faster, which is a lot of fun. So you've got like this sort of quite normal, it's high speed for the UK, but you've got this quite normal stretch of track for half the journey. and then you stop at, I can't remember where it is you stop, but you basically have to switch over to the different safety systems, and you've got in-cab signalling, so you're not looking at signalings on the side of the track because you're going that fast that you can't read the signals like that are beside the track. So you've got in-cab signalling, and like your train switches from miles an hour to kilometers an hour and all this sort of thing. It's really quite good. It was quite a good challenge. I might have to stream it at some point because it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. This is part of the reason why the Elizabeth line was such a nightmare to launch. That goes between 3 different safety systems, and they had to code for all 3. Yeah, I can imagine. A lot of I think most of the UK ones just have like the standard video brake. I just really realised. That's fine. Bring it down a bit slow. Yeah, a lot of the UK ones just have the same thing, but it's that specifically the high speed one. I think the Elizabeth line isn't in this, but there might be another route that has a different system. I'm not entirely sure. I might have made that up. I'm still really worried about OBS's being just looking really framey. But if the stream's looking okay, are the audio levels good? Could the train be turned up or down? Audio's epic, says Lam. Good, I'm glad. So what station's this? This is Neustadt ADW Burbig. Because of course it is. Alright, so the speed limit's 90 here. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, there we go. Again, I think these like big hangs are because I'm running it for the first time. I've never had hangs like that on another route after the first time that I've run it. Morning Knights, welcome in. How you doing? What station's this? Neustadt an der Weinstraße. Good stuff. Just give me a moment, folks. Oh, fuck. It's chilly here, but nice. Good. I'm glad. Look at this. Beautiful, this bit, actually, isn't it? Isn't this really nice? Let me speed up a little bit. Turn the cab lights back on, because I meant to press the brakes instead. Neustadt is such a dull name. It just means new city. Yeah. Strange that, innit? Bit weird. Actually, go a little bit faster through here. So we've got about 20, probably I'd say about 20 minutes left on this journey. We'd probably get there before 1421. That's probably when we're due to get there, but I think we can probably get there a little bit earlier. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. I do like this. It's lovely, isn't it? The hills and stuff. Fucking hell, the audio. It's gorgeous. I can't wait to show you a route that... Oh, I need to slow down a bit. A route that I tried for the first time last week by myself. It's set in the Swiss Alps, and it goes down. It actually goes down into Italy. And it's like a 1 hour and 50-minute long journey, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's so good. And it's the best thing about it is that it's like the vast majority of it is really slow, like 30 kilometers an hour, because you're going down a mountain, so it has to be really slow. But the views, like, it's so nice. So we'll have to... You held your breath through the tunnel. Why? Why did you do that? I think we can speed up a little bit here. Just up to 100. It's not actually the fastest line in the world, is it? We've only gone to, like, what is it, 130 max we've been to? It's not that fast, but I'm not complaining, you know. I do like this bit. This is really lovely. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I trust you all picked up the free starter pack for this game, by the way, because that's not a thing anymore. They stopped that. I did warn you. I warned you all well in advance. Sometimes they'll do sales for routes in this, and they just go like dirt cheap. And you can probably pick up like a few of them. Figure that was their way of roping people in and getting the DLC sales up. Yeah, probably. I'd imagine that was the strategy. Well, what they used to do, Aiden, is they used to... Well, they started doing one version every year. So you'd have Train Sim World 3 and Train Sim World 4, and they're coming out year after year. The problem with that is that if you only had, say, Train Sim World 2, and you wanted a new DLC that came out, you had to buy Train Sim World 4, which was full price, and then buy the DLC after that you wanted. And I think they realised that might have been a bit silly, because I wasn't massively thrilled about that. But I think if they're releasing a new iteration every year, but for like the first, I think it's like the first 3 or 4 months the game was out, you could just upgrade to that version for free. Then if you want a new DLC, you only have to pay for the DLC, because the base game itself is actually free, and all your previous DLCs carry over as well. So I think if you're going to do a yearly release, which seems to be the thing that they're going for now, I think that thing of making it free for a period of time, I have no problem with that, to be honest with you. Considering this game, you know, I mean, I grew up playing like FIFA and stuff like that, and they're fucking, I don't know how much they are now, like 60, 70 quid every year for just, and it's, you barely get anything in the update. Like, it's a bit. So, you know. And they push Ultimate Team. Yeah, imagine if there's an Ultimate Team. I'm going a bit too fast. This is gorgeous. This is really nice. Just a little bit of a slow bit, and then I assume eventually this will push back up to being little bit more high speed eventually. It goes back up to 100 here. Unlock the foil pace. That'd be great. I'd love that. Climb back up to 100 here. But sometimes this is one of my... If I'm ever just bored and I'm just sort of like, I need to pass by an hour or two, just boot this up, put on a route. Sometimes I put on music, sometimes I don't, because sometimes the in-game sounds are enough for me to sort of... Sometimes I don't need like music in the background, or podcast or whatever. Why am I still... So I'm just figuring out what traction lock is on. There you go. I think it's because I tried to brake and have the throttle on at the same time. There we go. I imagine this will look a lot nicer in the summer as well. I've got this set date-wise to, like, today, I think. It's the 30th of January. But I think if you did this in the summer, where all the trees are properly green and stuff, it'll look gorgeous, won't it? Lovely shoes. Oh crap, I'm going too fast. Fucked it. Not that it matters. I think when I'm playing this by myself and I'm playing it off stream and stuff, that does actually matter to me, and I've been really practicing a lot lately to get rides to be as smooth as possible. With some success, actually. Luckily, what you can do on the Dovetail Live website, there's a logbook, there's a driver's logbook, and what you can do is you can log on and you can actually, you know, at the end of the journey, it shows you how you've done it. It shows you a big graph of like the speed that you've done over the journey and like the limits and stuff. You can view that online. There's a website for it. It's on Dovetail Live. I think it's called the logbook, the driver's logbook. It's very satisfying. If you do a really smooth ride, it's very satisfying to look at that online. You know what I'm like though with like graphs and stuff. I love my graphs and my charts, so. Look at that. It's a shame that I don't know any German people, so they could come in and go, that's that thing. You know? It's a bit of a shame. It'll be good when the Dutch one comes out. I'm gonna get... When that comes out, I don't know when it's gonna come out. I'm gonna get Gundy to come on the stream. And he's going to sit with me and we're going to ride the train together. And he's going to be like, oh yeah, this is this thing and this is, you know, this is the shop that he goes to and all that sort of thing. It'd be so good. Similarly, when the Manchester Airport one comes out, I can get someone who lives near Manchester. I know a few people who live in Manchester, so I can get them all on stream at one go. You can make the honk noise, you can fart in the cab. Yeah, you can do both those things, Lep, and more. And more. Abdul, welcome in. How's it going? Ah, big stretch. Sorry. Don't know why I made that noise. Oh. God, it's nice to have a big stretch. I mean, that's such an obvious thing to say. Has anyone seen that clip of Gary Neville? I'm doing good. What about you? I'm doing good, thank you. I'm glad you're doing good. Yeah, has anyone seen that clip of Gary Neville? And he's on one of his podcasts or whatever. And he's talking about biscuits. And he goes, he says something stupid like, has anyone ever had a custard cream but dunked in tea? Has anyone ever had that? And then a few people go, yeah. And he goes, it's amazing. Like he's invented it. It's so stupid. So daft. How long have we got left on? About 10 minutes. 12 kilometers. So I think actually in terms of it, the first leg of this is quite high speed. Well, I'd say high speed. I think it's 130 the limit was, but oh, it goes back up to 130 now. Look, if you don't know what I'm looking at, it's the thing at the top right. Or if you're looking on YouTube, it's actually off the thing. It's like there, but it tells me what the upcoming speed limit is. I've thought about squishing the entire YouTube screen into one, so you can see the whole thing, but it make it incredibly small to look at. And also maybe like separating the screen so you can see the middle bit, and then below it you can see the sides, but that just looks ridiculous. I've had to compromise. Like he invented the true British value. Yeah. He thought he invented dunking a custard cream. It's ridiculous. It is so stupid. And have you seen, like, I saw a clip of when he does like sponsorships mid podcast, you know, they do like a podcast, and then usually what they'll do is they'll do like a little segue into you know, into a sort of sponsorship bit, which is, you know, that's just how they work as far as I'm aware. But what they'll do on one of his podcasts is they'll just be talking about whatever, and then the conversation will just stop, and then he'll turn to the camera and just start talking about like Huel or whatever. I've never watched one, but I'd really like to, just for that, just to see that, just to see a conversation go, and then he just stops it and turns to the camera and just goes, I like Huel or whatever. And apparently every week he has a different favourite flavour. So like in the first one he'll go like, oh, I love Huel, my favourite flavour is vanilla. And then the next one he'll be talking about my favourite flavour is straw. I don't know. Is Huel savoury or sweet? I actually don't know. Does anyone drink Huel? Are they savoury flavour? Do you get like are they like milkshake flavours, or are they like Sunday dinner flavour or whatever? Sweet mostly, but aren't they meant to be meal replacements? Have I got this? I don't quite understand how they work. Are they not supposed to be meal replacements? In the sense that you couldn't just have like a chocolate milkshake every meal, could you? Are you? Do people who have Huel have like one for every meal, or is it just they have one a day and it just replaces breakfast, or replaces dinner or whatever? think there's a Rossetti horse balls one. What the hell are you talking about? Macaroni cheese. I'm like, okay. Okay then. It's like Yazoo with all your minerals and calories. 3 a day, about 5,000 calories, 500 calories each. But I could seriously. So people are just instead of having like food, they're just drinking 3 chocolate milkshakes a day. Is that have I got that right? And they don't do like, say, there's not like a spaghetti bolognese flavour one, like Leopard said. Which yeah, I mean I don't know how that would feel, but like, is that right? I mean, people can like what they like, and people can have what they have, and that. I'm not having a go at people. I'm genuinely confused because that doesn't sound right, does it? There's a guy on YouTube who does it. Apparently, you can fuck with your teeth and jaws, not chewing. Well, yeah, because you're not doing it. You need to suck on like a little Werther's Original afterwards. Have some wine gums. Is any fusion food? Yeah, I am yucking food yums. That is true. I am doing that. I'm gonna start slowing down a little bit here. I think slowly, very slowly, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I don't crash or pass a red or anything like that, because that would be funny, but you know. I used fuel after my tooth being rubbed by the... Why can't you just have soup? I don't understand. Why can't you just have like a soup? We're going too fast here, aren't we? Yeah, we're going way too fast. We're going way too fast. We fucked it. I'm gonna have to go into emergency brake here. I think we've gone way too fast. Oh, we've probably not gone fast enough now. Is it still braking even though I've... Okay. Whatever. Because you told me soup is for pricks. Soup is for pricks. But you can still have it. I guess. Can't you? There you go, folks. How you get? 4 minutes early as well. Let me just figure out which one it is. Open right. There we go. Look at that. Very strange that you can see what the driver's doing in these trains. That's not something that I'm used to in the UK. Truffle, welcome in. How's it going? You good? Geschafft das Haus. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Actually not that smooth in the grand scheme of things, but I'll take it. Yeah, nice. Got there 4 minutes early. 39 minutes that took. Is this a disturbing game? Define disturbing. Define disturbing. Right. Return to timetable. So that's the ICE one. That's the sort of the more high speed one on this route. I'll actually show you. If you've got all the other routes, there's loads of layers to this in terms of like what trains you can drive. There's all of these. All of these have timetable things that you can do, even if there's like... See, this one goes from Frankfurt to Paris. Obviously you can't drive it all the way to Paris, but you can drive it from Mannheim to Kaiserslautern. Passengers staring and the train moving. That's just like real life though, Gwyn. Sorry, I've doxed you there. I mean, Truffle Hut. Truffles Hut. Which one do you want to be called? So I'm just having a look. 111185, 406, and 4. So what we'll do is we'll do a 4251 because this is another one of the new ones. I can call you Gwyn. Okay, I'm going to call you. I want to avoid calling you Gwyn a little bit though because I don't want people to. If I called you Gwyn and people don't know that you're Gwyn, it just looks like I'm talking to someone who doesn't exist. So I tend to try and call people by their screen names. I try to. With some success. So we're just going to do a short one here. So this one goes from Mannheim to Schifferstadt. Just a little short one. 20 minutes. But we'll get a good feel of the... Also, I just want to point out, I've never driven this train before, so it'll be a good laugh trying to figure it out. They all sort of work in basically the same way, though. You'll find, look, the door thing is in the same place, roughly. I do have to turn the reverser on first, I assume. You just give me a minute, folks, while I figure this one out. Reverse it forward. There we go. Right, now let's open the doors. There you go. Don't want the sander on, that's fine. Ooh, that's a nice horn. Window heating. We'll get it on defrost. We'll get some marker lights on. Put the cab light on, put the passenger lights on. Probably don't need it, but it's just nice to have it on. I'm not going to muck about with PZB and all that sort of thing. Probably pantograph's already set up. Spotlight don't need. Instrument lights dimmer. Emergency brake. Oh my god. No idea what any of that does. There's a screen that I don't want to touch. I think that'd be fine. So, right, here we go. Identity crisis. Yeah, you've always been veg. Now someone else can be veg. That is true. Not for another like 60 days though. Is that right? Cal, please can you implement my Cheers drive recommendation? Sorry, I didn't see this. On a train, you should be able to open the conductor's door when you leave and say Cheers driver. What do you mean by the conductor's door? Every person gets to open and shut the door as they leave? I don't know what you mean, Gwyn. I don't know what that means, I'm sorry. How does this train work? Is it all in one? It's all in one. Okay, that's fine. I can live with that. What are you talking about? Do I not have a door? No, what's a conductor's door though, Gwyn? I feel like you're just using terminology that you don't understand. Right, here we go. I said, here we go. Yeah, okay, we're going now. Just a slow one. My special door, my big door. I'm not a conductor, I'm a driver. What are you talking about? Quinn's making me angry on Train Sim World. Can't fucking believe it. What's a conductor then? The conductor's the one that goes around and checks the tickets. And opens the... Okay, so in this, there's no AI conductors. So you do have to open the doors yourself. But on a real train, generally, unless it's an unmanned one and there's just a driver and that's it, a conductor will open the doors. Thoughts for the drivers? No! Come on! Have I taught you lot nothing? Seriously? We could be going a lot faster here, actually. Here we go. Let's just fucking barrel it down. I've only fucking got a minute to get to the next stop. I'm not turning on the safety systems. They scare me. Congratulations, you caught me not knowing anything about train lingo. I know, Gwyn, but you don't use it if you don't know what it means then. Otherwise we have hilarious misunderstandings like this. Remember that time we had a really big misunderstanding about something and it was really funny? I know it's happened several times, but there was one in my mind that's sticking out. I can't remember what it was about though. So what do you want me to implement, Quinn? What exactly do you want me to implement? You didn't say the conductor's door. No, I will go back to what you said. I'm going too fast. I'm going way too fast. I'm going too slow. It's very difficult. I've kind of mastered how to brake and stuff, but only in miles per hour. In kilometers per hour, it's a little trickier. It's a weird one. Right, Gwyn, here's what you said. Where's it gone? On a train, you should be able to open the conductor's door when you leave and say, "Cheers, driver." So you did say conductor's door, Gwyn. Do an einem Volop. Okay, you give me a second there. We're just gonna fucking barrel out here, 100% power. Yeah, I can't do a Volop from here because it's only one tone. So you want people to open the driver's door. You want people to open the driver's door when they get off the train and say, "Cheers, driver." Is that what you want? You can just go past it and just wave at them or something and shout thank you. You don't have to open the door. He could just open his little window. You just open his little window and then you go, "Cheers, driver." Is that what you mean? Each passenger gets to open and close it. Unfortunately, Gwyn, I think that would make trains even more late than they are now. As good as an idea that is. I thought it was a straightforward request. Well, you talk absolute bollocks all the time, so I'm not surprised that you thought that was a straightforward request. Look at that, it's got cars on it. Look at the size of it. Crazy. Didn't ask how many tones it was. Yeah, but I can't do the Volop because I don't have 2 tones. To do the Volop, you need 2 tones. Famously, yeah, famously, I never talk bollocks. That's correct. That's absolutely right. This is Ludwigshafen Rhein HBF, which means something. I've gone too far. Look at my little hat. You seen it? Oh. Why is my driver constantly blurred in there? Whoa. Why is he constantly... Oh, there we go. We got him. Nice. Looks good, doesn't he? Must be opposite me. Remember in Standard Bullock starred in The Blind Side? I watched that film in the cinema on a first date when I was 13. Did I say Standard Bullock? Yeah, because I stan her or something like that. Snowbuckle, welcome in. How's it going? We got him. Everyone's talking too much. I am Blur the conductor. Just out of a meeting. Local stopper. Yeah, it's just a little one. It's only a little 20-minute journey, this. Just to get a taste of it. There are longer ones. There's ones with this train that you can do that are about an hour long. We're just going to do a little one. I want to buy you a little train driver's hat and make you wear it on stream. What do you make me wear it on stream? I've got the Train Sim World 2 cap. It's not a train driver's. I would like a train driver. I might get one actually. Have you seen that? I need to show you something. Do you reckon I can get away with not controlling the train for a bit? Watch this. So I went to the National Railway Museum with Snorbuckle, and I wanted this T-shirt, and they weren't in stock in the museum, so I had to order it online off the museum's website. And I'm gonna wear it during Train Symbol streams when it's a bit warmer out and I can wear T-shirts. Look at that! You can't fucking see it. Does that not work? That's ridiculous. It's not even green. It's blue. Why is it being... What if I put it like there? There you go. Isn't that great? Wear it. I can't be arsed. It's good, isn't it? I do all my own shunts. That's class. That's really droll as well. I'm about to hop into another meeting, but please enjoy more train. Thank you, Snore. I hope you enjoy your meeting. Hope it goes well. I want one that says, I cheers all my own drive. You could do that. You could make that. You could make that for sure. What do you want more info about? Truffle Hut. Sorry. You want more info about my date? When we went to see The Blind Side? Just Sandra Bullock, first date, age 13. So, this is what happened. I was about 13. I went to a party. I've gone way too fucking far there. I went to a party, okay, which I never normally did. And then I found that someone said to me there that so-and-so likes you or whatever. And I was sort of like, well, that's bollocks. Because people used to do that as a joke all the time. Which is not something that I'm going to go into, but people used to do that as a joke a lot. So I was just like, hey, yeah, whatever. And then about an hour later, someone was like, oh, no, it's seriously, like, she's into you. And I was like, I don't fucking know her. She was sort of a friend of a friend who I'd not directly talked to ever. Okay. So anyway, what they did is they were like, okay, he doesn't believe us. And she was obviously like too shy to be like, you know, this was when I was like 13. This would have been early 2010. Back then, you just go, will you go out with me? That's what you'd say to someone, right? But she was too scared to do that, which is understandable, because look at me. But I didn't believe anyone. So we were a bit of a crossroads. So what they did is they locked us both in like a toilet. They locked us both in the toilet and they said, we're not letting you out until until you started going out. So we were in there for like a couple of minutes, and I was like, because I just thought this was bollocks. And I was also shy because it was like a girl, and that's terrifying. And so eventually I was just like, are they telling the truth? And she was like, yeah. And so like, okay, do you want to go out then? She's like, yeah, okay, if you want. So I think like the weekend after that, we went on a double date with her friend and her friend's boyfriend, who I wouldn't say friends with, but I hung around with a bit and stuff. And we went to the View in Kirkstall, which Aidan will know. It used to be the Warner Brothers Village in Kirkstall. I went to the View and we watched The Blind Side, because it was what was on. And then we went bowling afterwards. And you know what? Actually, I had a pretty good time. And I was like, I could get the hang of this. I could do this. This could be a thing. I think we went to watch Robin Hood about a few weeks after, maybe. You remember Robin Hood that came out in 2010, the film? I don't know who was in it. Was it the fella that was in Gladiators? I made that up. That was another double date. It was pretty good. I had a good time. I knew like the Sandra Bullock was inspiring in The Blind Side. I'm going to be honest, I really didn't understand what was going on in The Blind Side. I didn't quite understand it. It was just a little bit like... I wasn't really paying attention. I was sort of like... You ever watched Inside Out? It's like in Inside Out when they zoom into the brain and like every little emotion's just like running around in there in like panic stations. It was a little bit like that. I wasn't really paying attention to the film. I was more paying attention to not the fact that there was a girl next to me, but more the fact that I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what this is something that I'd never done before. I didn't know what all the my entire experience, my entire knowledge of like what to do on a date with someone or anything like that came from probably episodes of The Simpsons. So I didn't really know what to do because they're not particularly helpful episodes of The Simpsons in this regard. So I was sort of just like spending the whole time worrying that I wasn't doing the right thing by just sitting there. That makes sense. Anyway, I got sick of it all about 2 months later. so just said, I can't be bothered with doing this anymore. Sorry. It was just a solid 2 or 3 months of me constantly worrying that I was doing the wrong thing. You know? And I was like, I don't really want to do this anymore. It's absolutely not worth it. I want to be an eligible bachelor again at the age of 13. Yeah, it was a good little time, but I'd like to say it helped me or in some regard, but it didn't. Yeah, but that's my experience of watching The Blind Side and Robin Hood as well. There you go. Hope that was fun. Hope that was a good story. Hope you all enjoyed it. Nobody's even blind. No one's even blind. No. It's a fella who gets adopted by Sandra Bullock and then becomes a famous footballer. I'm not entirely sure what makes it an interesting story, to be honest with you. Like, see, I actually don't understand why it was an interesting story. I don't know why we chose to watch it. There must have been like a Shrek film on or something, surely. Once went to see American Horror Story film at Bradford Cineworld as a first date. We left after 40 minutes. I loved that. I wanted to get my money's worth though. I didn't leave. I wanted to get my money's worth. I'm going to scroll up a little bit here. Nightlights said, my first date with Mrs. Lights was to see Wild Hogs at the cinema, and then I took her to Burger King and she was a vegetarian. Wild Hogs is one of my dad's favourite films. He was absolutely made up when one year for Christmas I bought him Wild Hogs on Blu-ray. See, he couldn't get over it. I could not, and then we watched it and I was like, is this actually your favourite film or were you just joking? Because it's something. Hasn't played American football. You went saw one of the Twilights on a date. That's a good film to go on a date to, Twilight, I think. I've not seen any of them, but I imagine that's one of the good ones. I went on a date with a boy in my class about that age as well, and his mum drove him to my house. We lived in rural Ohio, so they had to drive about 25 minutes. He just reminded me of something in my story that I forgot to tell. With a bouquet of roses and a note calling me his panda bear, and I tried broke with it. day. Oh no. On Quinn. Our second date was Pirates of the Caribbean. It was much better. I fucking hate Pirates of the Caribbean. Glad you had a good time though. I just remembered in Hollywood, in the View sort of cinema complex. Again, Aiden, you'll probably know this. There's the Hollywood Bowl. I mean, I said we went bowling, and also next to the Hollywood Bowl is an arcade. And this was during my phase where I was just insanely good at the claw machines. By insanely good, I meant I assume whatever system they had in those to rig them was broken, because I would just constantly win, constantly win toys out of them. And I got her a little, I can't remember what it was now, but I got her a little toy. I think I got two actually. And then not long after that, I went with my friends and I won so many toys that I had to ask someone for a carrier bag to carry them all home in, because it was like it's like a 45-minute bus ride from where I live. And I won like 8 teddies, and I was carrying them all around in my arms like that. And I had to ask someone if they had like a spare carrier bag that they could give me. Because I won so many. It's ridiculous. I've still got, my mum's still got one of them now. It's like a little monkey. It's a little yellow monkey, and its hands have Velcro on them. So they like stick together, and you can like wrap him around stuff. It's cute. Morning, Joel. Welcome in. How you doing? That boy made it out fine. He works as a culture photographer, traveling the world, and has had his shit in magazines and stuff. That's pretty good. But he'll never have his panda bear. Oh god. The next time I went on a date with someone after that was when I was 17. And she was fine, but there was no, you know when they said there's no spark, I never quite understood what that meant until I went on a date. There was no spark. Like we were perfectly civil and got on, but there was just, we had fuck all in common. And then she told me that she fucking lied about her age, and she was like, so I was 17 and she said she was 16. And so we went on a date. We went to a coffee. We went to a little cafe and just had a coffee. And then she accidentally slipped up and said that she was taller than me, I should say. She was taller. She was like 6'3". It was kind of weird, actually. She started going on about like she was doing the GCSEs or something. I went, hang on, why are you doing GCSEs at 16? She went, oh no, I'm actually 15. Fuck off. So I walked off. I went, well, it's been lovely, but I'm never going to talk to you again. That was it. Good story. Was that it? There you go, folks. That was it. Lovely. Little 20-minute journey. Next time, turn up with a duffel bag and a sports jacket. Yeah. Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it? Like a GTA character. Sounds like a cancelable age gap, actually. But it was. I cancelled it, Lep. I'm arresting you online. I cancelled it. I need to get some light. Sorry that I'm going to be really bright now, but it was too dark. I need to buy a key light or a ring light and just put it on this side of the webcam, so this side of me lights up, because it's a bit silly, isn't it? But there you go. Lovely little journey. And there you go. That was the route that I can't pronounce. Pfälzische Ludwigsbahn. Yeah, there you go. A key light pie. Oh, for the claw machine winnings. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, there you go. I am cancelled now because I was so mad about that. I did serious because not only like was I just not having a great time, and I was just sort of like, okay, we'll just say goodbye, and then I'll just be like, I'll just text her, being like, I can't see this working. And then she slipped up and she was like, I just started taking my history GCSEs or something like that, and I was like, hang on. I went on a date with a 15-year-old. Yeah, I was 17 at the time. It wasn't like I was like 28, like now. You know? But even then, I felt so icky after that for a long time. You know? It was not nice. It was not nice at all. Anyway, there you go. A little bit of lore for you. Icky, yeah. What word would you use, Lep? If not icky.